I hope you've braced yourself for some brutal honesty in today's video, y'all, okay? It's actually gonna be very helpful to you because you're not gonna have to like waste your time, chase your tail. Here's the thing. I have 8 children. I've been doing this whole like mom thing for almost 18 years, 17 and a half. Let's not go too far. I've been raising these children since before there was social media to get mom hacks and tips. Your mom hacks and tips came from your friends, your parents. It's like such a trend now, right? To share all these awesome like mom hacks, tips. And if I can just be brutally honest with you, while they're all like smart in their own way, right? It is actually a tip or a hack. Many of them I find to be completely unnecessary. Why? Because, well, I'm a mom and not a cruise director. I am not here to direct the activities of every single moment of your day for the entire summer. That's not my job. That's not my job. And it's not your job either. So here's the thing, before anybody like starts throwing tomatoes at me, boredom is super important for children. They don't need to be structured every hour of the day. And sometimes some of the mom hacks are just too much, right? It's actually not making your life easier, it's making your life harder. What I did was comb through all the hundreds of mom hacks tips, summer mom hacks tips that are out there and found the ones that either I use and think are actually helpful or would use and think are actually helpful. I homeschool, so my kids are home with me all day long. But if your kids are going to be coming home for summer break, and I know sometimes parents are like, I don't know what to do with these kids because kids are used to the structure of school. So being home for summer can be hard. I get it, all right? That's exactly why I've created this video and this list so that you have a place to come back to and find some hacks and tips that are actually worth it, that won't be a waste of your time. As I said, I have 8 children, and let me tell you, they all love bubbles from one time or another. My older girls even like bubbles because they use them with their dogs. They play with their dogs with bubbles. My kids love bubbles, but bubble toys, all of the like fancy bubble stuff is actually very unnecessary. And I'm going to credit everybody and link to their original hack and tip that I will link and give credit to all of these amazing moms down below in the description box. I saw a reel where a mom shared how she tapes the bubble wands to the garage door so that her kids can just dip the wands in. And I'm like, that's cool, that's smart, because you know, kids stumble, they trip, they fall, they spill them, and you're like, oh geez, now we're crying, there's bubbles everywhere, we've wasted the bubbles. Thought that's smart, and I like that. But you know what I liked better? Was the bubble tip where the mom said, guess what, you don't need these fancy bubble wands and stuff, just use a straw. And she is not playing. Just the regular, I mean, we have like a whole drawer full. They're in with like our forks and knives, like all of our cutlery, is all the straws that we have for that expensive Stanley cup that you bought. You know what I'm talking about. All of those straws, the stainless steel ones, the plastic ones, the silicone ones, doesn't matter. They all work to blow bubbles, and they do an excellent job. It's not just like you can blow a bubble with it. It blows bubbles, people, bubbles. It's easy. It's something you can grab. You don't have to go to the store. You probably have straws in your drawer already, and well, they serve now more than one purpose. You can have a drink and you can blow bubbles. I just wouldn't do it at the same time because the soap probably doesn't taste very good. The next hack that I thought was actually pretty cool. Now, it's a little more time consuming, in my opinion, to create. I try to avoid hacks that require me to do like a whole bunch of work ahead of time because then it doesn't even really feel like a hack. But I liked this one. If you have a child, younger children that can't tell time yet, or that are very used to schedule and routine, especially from being in school, and so they want to know what's next. What time are we doing this or that? What she did was she just took an old basic clock. You could probably grab one of these for like $5 at Walmart. And she used like construction paper to make like a pizza and section it off so that it was like reading time, outside play time, snack time, lunch time. So, you know, kids, when's lunch? When's lunch? When's lunch? They always have to know when that next meal is coming. And I loved that she basically color coded it and put the activities and the time frames in general on there so that kids don't have to ask her constantly. They could just look at the clock and see, are we getting close to lunch? What's next? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? I thought that was really, really smart, especially if you have the, what I call the hey mom kid, the one that's like, hey mom, hey mom, hey mom, and always has all the questions. Some kids are just like that, but they can find the answer without having to ask you a million times, right? Which is the part that can make us a little bit batty. Number 3, it's basically color coding your kids' stuff during the summer. Now hear me out if you're like, what do you mean? Hey, put the dishes in the dishwasher after you're done. Put your lunch plate in the dishwasher after you're done. Put your cup away after you're done. And then you don't know whose cup it is, and kids are like pointing the finger at each other. I didn't do it, it was her, it was him, it was well, I love this hack of like, if you have those little like smaller plastic dishes or whatever for your kids, they usually come in a multicolor pack, right? So assign each kid, you got 4 kids, you got a purple one, a red one, a yellow one, and a green one. Okay, so then if there's ever a plate, a cup, or whatever that's not where it's supposed to be, you know exactly whose it is. It's a way for them to keep track of their stuff and to make sure that they're also contributing, right? By putting away their dishes, or they can get their own drink and they have their own cup. Kids also just love the like, this one is mine, it's this color, that's my color, you know, they love that. Depending on how many kids you have, I thought this one was great, especially when my kids were a lot younger, we were traveling and stuff. I would often color code things so that I could just keep track of everyone's stuff, and it was just easier for me to give each kid a color, and so then everything I bought for them was in that color. It made it a lot easier for me. So this was another way that you could kind of use that color coding concept to help you stay on top of dishes and a little bit of kids' responsibility, etc. I thought it was a good one. Before we get into too much more fun, right? Summer can't be all fun. Yes, it can. Here's the thing. One of the things that I hear moms talk about the most, worry about the most, is that like summer slide from school where they're off on summer break for 2.5 months. They feel like, should I be doing something with them? Like, I don't really know. They're going to go back to school the next year and they're going to have forgotten. And it's real. They will have forgotten things. It's a problem sometimes for teachers that they have to then deal with. Well, not only can you prevent the summer slide, but you can have something that your kids will beg you to do. How do I know? Because my kids beg me for this. And that, my friends, is where Matica Quest comes in. If your kids are like, oh, they kind of dread math, they're not. They're going to love this. They're going to beg you to play it. It was created actually by 2 math teachers who are also dads, so they care about math and they care about making things fun for kids, which I think is honestly like the formula for making anything great. Obviously, most kids don't just want to like memorize flashcards and try to memorize math facts. It gets so boring. But what they do enjoy doing is like fighting monsters and dragons and that whole thing, right? So Matica Quest is a game. It's designed to help to really fortify the foundational math skills for your kids. Ages like 6 and up, it covers addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and they even cover some advanced concepts like exponents and negative numbers. I think we can all acknowledge that many kids struggle with math. And the reason is because as human beings, we can actually only hold 7 things in our short-term memory at one time. So what we want to do is help our kids become more automatic with their math facts. Matica, get it? Matica Quest? Now you get it. That's going to free up their working memory that they will actually need for more advanced or rigorous math concepts. And any math expert, math teacher, will tell you that mastering math facts is fundamental to having success with math long term. Not only is this product fun, but it is academically rigorous, which is awesome. And it's not just a game that gets like periodically interrupted by learning math. Learning math is the game. You can download Matica Quest for free right now, and they've also partnered with me to bring you the Prevent the Summer Slide math sale, and you can download the entire game for a discounted price of just $7.99. And that is less than like a pack of flashcards that your kids are going to be bored by in 2 minutes. This is something that's going to actually engage them and be fun. They're going to love it. My kids love it. Okay, I can't guarantee, but I'm like almost certain that your kids are going to love it too. I'm always a fan anytime we can mix like fun, engaging things that the kids actually want to do and ask to do with learning. Always a good idea. Now, what's the other thing that kids ask about 675 times a day? Snacks, food. Can I have a snack? Can I have a snack? I'm hungry. Can I have a snack? What's a way that we can sort of stop that? This is something that I've actually been doing for years, and that is to create like snack stations so that your children can find approved by you snacks very easily. If you have maybe one of those drawers in your fridge, the like middle drawer that's easy for them to open, where you can just set out, you know, here's your string cheese and fruit cup or whatever it is in there, like oranges or mandarin oranges, whatever your approved snacks are, they're in that drawer. So your kid knows that they could just go in there and get one. They don't have to ask you. We have that in our pantry all the time because again, we're home with our kids all the time and I don't want to have to be doling out snacks all the live long day. So we have like a lower section in the pantry that all the kids can access where they can grab some like Fig Newton bars. There's some crackers in there, things like that, that I'm okay with them having when they're hungry. And they also have access to like fruit and things, but setting up a station, especially if your kids are used to being gone and they're used to having, like I said, like a snack time, a meal time, etc. It's going to take a little bit to like train them out of the asking you for everything. But if you can provide them a like sort of station that they can come to and know that like it's cool for me to come here and get a snack, it's not a problem. This is our little child watering hole. We come and discuss the day, we have a snack, a glass of water, and away we go. My other favorite like summer mom hack that I've been doing for a few years, and just let me tell you, this is a good one. It goes viral constantly from various people all the time because it's such a good one, and that is to apply sunscreen with a makeup brush. brush. Kids are hard to apply sunscreen on, especially the little squirmy ones. Then they get all slickery and slippery and they slip out of your hands. It's just, it can be a bit of a challenge, and it can also make a mess and make you a sticky mess. It's always a good idea when we can make it a little less messy. Even like the stick forms of sunscreen, I just don't find I can always get the coverage and ensure that I've covered them. I really like just using a makeup brush. Then I can really just slather it, get it all over their face, be carefully, right, without getting it into their eyes and stuff, get it on the tops of the ears and stuff like that. It's a great way to get sunscreen on those children without having to make a huge mess, and they like it. The makeup brush is soft, it feels nice, so they don't typically complain about it either, which is always a plus. I saw this mom hack, this mom summer hack, and I thought, oh, that is smart. I wonder if that works, and it does, okay? It does. If you are going to be going out to a park, a playground, somewhere like that, it's hot and your kids are like, I want an ice cream, and you don't want to buy ice cream out, you don't want to go buy popsicles, or maybe you're just going to like walk to the park in your neighborhood or something. You can use that handy dandy giant Stanley tumbler that's the size of your head and put the popsicles in it, then put the lid on it, and your popsicles will stay frozen to get you to the park, the playground, wherever. It allows you to bring things like frozen popsicles with you, and they actually stay frozen. That's a real good one. Okay, that's a real good one, because especially when it's hot and then you kind of are like, yeah, I'd like some ice cream. And next thing you know, you spent $50 on ice cream. That's what it costs us anyways. Take 10 people to go get ice cream. It's expensive. This next hack and tip is one that I'm only snickering about, because over the years people have given me a hard time about this one, but I don't care because there is evidence. I know it to be true, and I didn't just make it up. There's evidence to prove that letting your kid go barefoot is really, really good for them. We let our children run around barefoot in our yard all the time. Constantly keeping up with shoes and socks and all of that, it's not always necessary. Now, I'm not telling you to like take your kid out to the store barefoot. I'm just saying let them play outside barefoot. And if you already do this and it was like how you grew up and how you raise your kids, you're like, yeah, duh. But for some people, that's like, wait, what? I have to put shoes on my... You don't. It's actually really good for them to be barefoot. Really, I will link you to some information down below in the description box should you question me, should you think I am just making that up. I am not. Let them be barefoot. You don't have to keep track of shoes so much. You don't have to worry about socks and washing socks and do your socks match and blah, blah, blah. Just send them outside barefoot to play. It's good. The next hack that I love, we actually do this for like dinner that we make, but I thought this is actually really smart too for like lunch sandwiches for kids. And that is to take like the big pack of the like Hawaiian dinner rolls, or if you make them yourself, whatever, and cut them in half, put all your little meats and cheeses and mayonnaise and mustard and whatever else, put them back down, and then you can cut them and break them, and you've got these little mini sandwiches, and it kind of allows you to make multiple sandwiches at once. And they're fun, right? They're like finger foods. Finger foods are fun. Kids love finger food. They love stuff they could just pick up and eat like that. This next tip hack that I saw from this mom, I'm like, yes, sister. She also had a great idea that I hadn't thought of. And this is to skip the bath and let your kids get clean outside. All right, I'm a big proponent of this. And I understand culturally it's different. Every time I talk about this, I get lots of comments from people who live in other places that are like, we shower twice a day here. I'm like, we don't. I don't know what to tell you. This hack though is awesome because we're not just like hosing our children down with like, oh, you're covered in dirt, I'm just gonna hose you down and send you in. Although that could probably work too. She just keeps a bottle of like shampoo, body wash, whatever outside by the hose. So when they're out there having fun, you just lather them up real quick, hose them down, they're good to go. It becomes like a fun thing for them. It's a great idea, especially if you've got a lot of kids and they're outside playing all day and getting really dirty and you don't want to have to go through this whole thing every single night. Otherwise you're sending them to bed covered in dirt, which nobody wants to do, right? Just think of it like an outdoor shower. We do it all the time, right? It's a great idea, trust me. Now this last one had me cracking up and I was a little disappointed in myself that I had not already thought of this one. I recently purchased myself a new lawn chair for sunbathing outside. I don't really get a whole lot of time to sunbathe, but in the imaginary world that I wish I lived in, I intend to try to lay out and get a little bit of vitamin D, if you will. Here's the thing though. If you're trying to like read a book or do something, you know, kids are like off running, here, mommy, watch me do this and let's do this. You want something to distract them, but you also get to just lay there. She takes soap and puts coloring in it and then like lets her kids paint her. Technically, they're just washing her because it's just water and soap. They're painting her different colors while she just lays there and sleeps in the sun. I saw this and I thought, oh, that's so smart. What do kids always want to like brush our hair, do our hair? If you're like, here, grab a paintbrush and come paint mommy, they're going to be Johnny on the spot. They're going to love that. And you're going to get to just lay there, maybe read your book or listen to your audiobook or whatever. I thought this one was hilarious and also very smart, especially if you're just desperate and tired and you just want to relax a little bit. It's a good one. There's tons of mom hacks and summer hacks and stuff out there. These are ones that I felt like I would either actually do or I already do, or ones that I feel like I wouldn't be telling you to waste your time to try these or do them because, well, I don't want to waste my time and I certainly don't want to waste yours. That's all I've got for you today, my friend, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.